Hello and welcome back to the Flour Gold Wizard channel. Today I've got some Lake Superior beach sands that I ran through my sluice when I did my sawtooth mat testing video. Since then I've given those black sands to my partner Mike, who was doing some testing on a new sluice design. Well, he gave those black sands back to me, and I know there's still some gold in it. So I want to test the under sluice that I plan on using in production mode on the beach. And I've got Alan Robertson's silicone V-mat in there, and we're going to see if we can catch all that gold out of there. All right, I've got the sluice up and running. First thing I'm going to do, take a little brush, get all the bubbles out of that mat. There we are. All right, let's add some sand. Boy, that stuff is heavy. All right, one scoop. I want to see. Let that clear out just a second. Yeah, I see a couple pieces already. Yeah, you can see that one through the camera already right there. There's a couple down lower in here. And it's starting to show up in there already. So hey, there's gonna be looks like there's gonna be a decent amount of gold left over in there. Like I said, nobody gets it all, so maybe I can get a little bit more out of what I missed. Let's throw a few more scoops on there. All right, I'm going to grab the camera, get a little closer here. Oh yeah, there's some gold showing up. All right. And we'll go see how the V-mat's doing. I wanted to particularly see how those little pock marks from the imperfections in the way I made this silicone mat worked especially, and as of right now it's not looking so good. I got a little bit on one side here that seems to be holding some black sand, but we shall see. Oh yeah, it's starting to show. That's good. I'm gonna pound a bunch more in there, and we'll get right back. All right, we are about, I'd say a third way done running this sand here. And if we take a look, it is catching gold. That shallow V-mat. All the way through it here, up and down. There's a few bigger pieces, but what I have noticed is that it doesn't seem to be holding on to the bigger flakes as well as I think maybe it should. And if I go down to the V-mat, I can see that is actually holding on to bigger flakes than that shallow V. Definitely. I mean, there's a couple up top, but the majority of them are down here. So it's kind of like a little safety net, I think. I may have to put that Royal V back in here just because I think these pock marks are just doing more damage than anything. But where it's not pockmarked, I'm catching gold in it. I'll either have to try to remake some of these because they do work pretty good, and And it's kind of sticky for the gold, so I'll have to make up my mind on that one. All right, let's pound the rest of the sand in there and get some gold. All right, I've got it all run. Just letting it clear out for a minute. But there's some gold in there. It's a lot of specks, which might not add up to much, but there are a few bigger flakes. So I might pan it out, I might throw it on the miller table, who knows. But I am seeing quite a bit of gold in this silicone mat down here. Wherever there's not a flaw in the form. And down in here, in my tub, before I started, I put a 50 mesh screen in there. So I'm gonna screen all that out, pan that separate, and see what's what. Let's do that. Well, for future reference, never do that. That thing was full of sand, full of the tiniest sand there is, and it's tough to get to go through here. I've been working on this 10 minutes already, shaking this down, trying to get it to go through this 50 mesh screen. It's tough. Huge mistake on my part. But I'm gonna keep doing it until it's done now. I gotta pay for my own mistakes, I guess. So let me get this done. And I did see a couple of bigger flakes in there already that made it through the system. And we'll find out, I don't know, in about 1,000 years when I'm done doing this. Be right back. Well, that's what we got left. I'm not sure what year it is, but we got it done. So, I'm going to take this here pan, throw a couple of teaspoons in there, and we'll pan it out. See if we can see some plus 50 flakes in there. Actually, I'm going to go on the other side here. Now this pan's got this little Y right here and a little funnel, looks like, and it actually works pretty good. Once you get the sand down to about the same width of that, it kind of, if you go slow enough, you can see it walking right down there, and it's easy enough to spot the gold. So I'll give this a shake down, and we'll start getting some of this lighter material off of there and go real good and slow. I would think that being plus 50, I should be able to see any bigger flakes I might have. And we'll keep bringing that material back up. The one good thing about this plus 50 sand is it's a heck of a lot easier to pan than that minus 10 billion sand that 99% of this stuff is made up out of. I mean, that'll just drive a guy nuts. But that's where the royal table comes in. That takes a lot of your work out of it. And there's quite a bit of garnet sand in this stuff too, which is I don't know if it's much of a percentage, but you can definitely see the purple or maroon or whatever color you prefer. And I haven't seen any plus 50s yet in these couple tablespoons but I did while I was shaking it so long ago in that strainer. I know this doesn't make for the best video in the world, But I like to do it here and there. I mean, I don't want to make a living out of panning black sand, and you know, maybe some of you guys out there have never done it. So I'll throw it on here. Now, I don't know if I'm going to pan all that or not. All right, I think we've got that down. I haven't seen anything go out of the pan yet. Let's roll that one back. Looks like we got a couple of BBs in there. I don't know where those come from. Hey, there's a flake. All right. That's a pretty decent size one right there. I mean, it is the beach. Get up there, you. Yeah, look at that. One decent size flake. Well, that wasn't too bad. Maybe I'll just keep panning this stuff. Let me fill it up again, and I'll show you what I get out of the plus 50. All right, we got the plus 50s all cleaned up, and there's not too many of them, and that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I guess I'll keep prospecting. There's a few, not too bad, but this stuff's been run already. So I'm going to clean up the silicone V-mat separate, and I'm going to clean up the majority of that shallow V sluice, and we'll put it all in 3 piles and take a look at it. Complete. All right, what we've got here, my plus 50s. Not too many of them. That's what made it out of the sluice into my 50 mesh strainer. And I've got my silicone V-mats. Looks like it caught mostly bigger pieces. I think it might have caught the rest of those there if I would have made it properly. If I can't do that, well, then I'll just stick that Royal Manufacturing stuff back in there just to get the job done, I guess. And then my main sluice, that caught the majority of the gold. It did catch a few bigger pieces, but it sure made mincemeat out of that real small stuff. So I'm pretty happy. And as you can see, I'm probably close to 90% capture rate with that stuff up top there. But it sure is nice to have an insurance policy for the bigger stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. Well, I had this video all wrapped up with a whole different ending than we wind up with right now. I looked on at my phone, and there's 50 subscribers. I didn't expect it to go that quick, but thank you. I've got what I was looking for, the big 50. It's a milestone for me. It might not be for Jeff Williams, but that's not what I'm looking for. I just want some people to maybe get some advice and get out there in the field and get it done same way as I do. So with that being said, now that I'm a huge internet conglomerate, I'm going to have my youngest daughter read through all the comments on this video, and she's going to pick the best one, and that's who this gold is going to go to. And because it went so quickly, not only am I going to give the gold away from the last 2 trips on that spot, I have this vial of gold, and there's some pretty good sized pickers in there. I'm going to dump it out in a pan and pick the biggest one out and throw it in that same jar. Just as a thank you, because I can't thank you guys enough. I mean, 50 subscribers isn't a ton, but it means the world to a small fry like me. So, good luck. And until the next episode, like, share, subscribe, please. And Flower Gold Wizards, out.